Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Today is just a Happy New Year video. We are in 2021. Bitcoin's at 29,300. It's a good way to start off the year, I'm sure, for a lot of you. The main thing I want to say in this video is Happy New Year. Start logging your taxes. And the reason why is I personally take my taxes fairly seriously. And depending on the country you're in, it obviously depends on the complexity of your tax filings when you're trading cryptocurrencies. For me, I'm in Canada, so I follow the CRA's views on what cryptocurrencies are. They are a commodity, and for Canadian taxpayers, we log every single trade. And this is the important part, and this is what you guys should be looking at if your country also treats crypto trading the same way. We always have to log our trades, even from crypto to crypto trades transactions. Those get filed. If I buy a can of Coke with Bitcoin or whatever cryptocurrency, that is also a taxable event. And also crypto to fiat. All those trades are necessary. You need to file them in. And I'm going to briefly show you pretty much what you would need to know on a Canadian perspective on how to file your taxes. If you're in America, I believe yours is going to be more complicated than the Canadian tax system. Simply because you have short-term, long-term gains tax. In Canada, it's a little bit more simplified, from what I understand. But this is just a reminder. We are now in 2021. Any trades that you have logged or have done from January 2019 to yesterday will have to be filed. And for Canadians, tax season's around in April, but I'd like to have everything logged and ready to go before then. How do I do that? Well, I use a site called Bitcoin.tax. I mean, this video is not a promotional one. I'm just telling you what I use, and I'm not affiliated with them by any means. But there are also other um, crypto specific tax sites that can help you. There's token.tax, there's bitcoin.tax, there's a plethora of other tax filing systems that can log your trades and calculate your capital gain or loss for the year. Can calculate your adjusted cost basis, which is very important in Canada, and I'll get to that in a minute. Um, and just makes your life easier. And obviously with like other sites that are more slick like token.tax or token tax, you can import API, like you can enter like import APIs from different exchanges like Binance, and it logs your trades automatically. Those are on a subscription basis. I believe token tax is pretty expensive, which is kind of why I choose Bitcoin.tax. It's fairly cheap. It's $40 US for every tax year. They have been increasing, but they are still the most uh, competitive and just what I need. The basic plan is uh, like I think 1,000 trades for the tax year. Um, I do well under that. I don't need that many. I don't do that many trades necessarily in the tax year, and it works just fine for me. However, all these sites can log your trades from crypto to crypto, crypto to fiat. If you're buying something with cryptocurrency, they can log that too. If you are making income, and this is the big thing for this year that I think a lot of people are going to struggle with, is DeFi projects. So if you had your money in Compound, if you had your money in Celsius, if you had your money in any kind of decentralized lending platform where you gained interest, that is taxable too. The rule of thumb, at least in Canada, is what the fiat, so Canadian dollar amount was when you earned that interest. So if you earned one, let's say you threw in 1,000 Uniswap tokens into Compound, and every day you earned, half a Uniswap token a day. So if I earned Uniswap token, half a Uniswap token on December 29th, I would need to know what the fiat value of Uniswap was yesterday on the 29th of December. I would then log in that transaction as earned income pertaining to the fiat amount. Now, a lot of these tax sites do this for you. Bitcoin.tax uses the daily closes to then find out what the fiat value is. So, but if you already know what the fiat value is, then at the time of earning that interest, then you would just log that in. But that is something I know a lot of people are going to struggle with for this upcoming tax season. DeFi isn't yet, it's a little convoluted in that sense. And that is why I think if you are planning to trade cryptocurrencies for the upcoming year, so 2021, 2022 tax season, then for the love of God, I think for me at least, because this is what I did this past year, is every single time I did a transaction, every single time I did a trade, every single when I was earning interest in Celsius every week, I would log those things in as soon as it happened, because A, I don't forget it, and B, it's not like I'm now in April and I'm logging in hundreds and hundreds of transactions. It's just easier to manage for me. If you are making thousands of trades, maybe even tens of thousands, it might be a good idea to hire an accountant. This is not financial advice. You can do what you want, but I know the CRA, the Canadian Revenue Agency, does not screw around. The IRS does not screw around. They know a lot more than you think you do, or what you think they do. And you cannot cheat the system. It's not worth cheating the system. It's not worth getting audited. It's not a good time. So, best to just be a good person, a lawful citizen, and pay your taxes. It sucks with cryptocurrency because um, it, regulations are still a little unclear, but we work with what we have, and it's simple enough, at least in Canada. So, in Canada, what are the tax implications? So, um, in Canada, whatever your capital gain is, so say you made a profit, capital gains of $1,000. In Canada, it's 50% of your capital gains that gets taxed. So in this case, it would be $500 that would get taxed. What is the percentage of that tax? Well, um, treat that 50% as now earned income. It is taxed much like how your income tax is taxed. So, um, say you make $40,000 a year, Canadian. You made a capital gain of $1,000, which means $500 gets taxed. So then you would essentially treat your income as $40,500. Simple enough. The next thing is to know which province you're in. Obviously, you should know that. Um, Depending on what province you're in, changes the tax percentages of your income tax, and also it is a tiered system. So from $0 to 39 or $30 to like $34,999 is one tax bracket. $35,000 to, I think it's like 62 or whatever, is a second, um, and so on and so forth. You can easily find this on the internet. Just type in Canadian tax bracket uh, income, and you'll find it. You'll find the percentages. They'll even do the work, most of the work for you. They ask you what province you're in, how much money you're making, and this is the rough income tax that you'll be paying. And that is simple enough for a capital gains basis. And also the capital gains also accounts for your transactions of buying stuff. That is not for trading. So say you bought a can of Coke or a TV, a house, you must log that, and in most cases, the site essentially does it for you, whatever tax site you're using, and will calculate the capital gains of that taxable transaction. Cost basis. Cost basis is essentially how much fiat in dollar value have you put in, have you bought in. So say you threw in $100 in Polkadot and it's increased 100%. So technically you have $200 worth of Polkadot. Your cost basis is still $100. So cost basis is important on a tax spectrum if you have a average cost basis of over $100,000. And that's where we get to this extra form, the T1 135. The T1 135 is a tax form that you must fill out if you have $100,000 worth of a foreign asset. Now, I'm not here to argue if Bitcoin and Ethereum and whatever are considered foreign assets. They are in the eyes of the CRA, and because of that, we have to log them in. It is simple as that. If your funds are being held in an exchange, if it's being held in DeFi, those would be considered foreign areas. So if your funds are being held outside of Canada, then yes, and it's a cost basis of over $100,000, you will have to file this form. The form is pretty easy to do. They have a simplified method of reporting. You enter in what your cost basis is, and then you enter in the top three countries that hold your funds. So say out of the $100,000, you have 50,000 in Binance, you have $50,000 and another $50,000 in say DeFi. So you would log those two lines, the country codes that presided in them. So for Binance, it would be where the head Binance is residing, and second for DeFi, because it's not a country entity, I believe you would put other. Again, if you do have a cost basis of over $100,000, it might be in your best interest to hire an accountant because that's a lot of money. You don't want to screw anything up, and you do not want to piss the CRA off. Your question is, well, what if you hold your funds in a wallet, and your wallet sits in your bedroom? It's in Canada or it's in whatever country it is. But in this case, we're using Canada because I'm most familiar with the Canadian tax law compared to other countries because I live in Canada. It's still considered a foreign asset, I believe, in the eyes of the CRA. In which case, if you hold it in a wallet, that wallet is held on the public blockchain for Bitcoin or what have you. It's considered other, I believe. But call the CRA, talk to your accountant about it, to double check. Anyway, this is just a PSA. Please file your taxes. Please make sure that you log all the transactions you did. The last thing you want to do is that in this coming year, if it's going to be a good year, you make a lot of money, but because you did not file your taxes properly, you have to then fight with your tax agency uh, of whatever country you're in, and they're going to fight to take every single dollar away from you. If you do not file your taxes properly, you're going to get audited. Auditing, being audited is not fun. It is definitely not fun. And I don't think you want to fight the tax agency. Odds are, even if you do win, it's a lot of money that you have to spend on your end to prove your innocence. Might as well just pay your taxes then. Anyway, that's all for today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.